Here's a fun card that I made today featuring Planners Anon Sakura kit. I just got it in the mail and I had to rip it open and start making things. So I started today by making a full spread in my planner, and then now I wanted to make a card. So I'm just taking a pretty heavy 100-pound cardstock and making it A2 size. I'm scoring it with my scoreboard. So the finished size is 5.5 by 4.25. And here are the beautiful Sakura double-sided papers. Oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. I decided to just go for it and start cutting some pieces so I can start accumulating them and kind of seeing where I want to go with the card, because I really was not sure. So I started with just a generic tag that I believe I got off Amazon. Now here I'm using some rectangular shapes from Gina K Designs Master Layouts. I can't remember exactly which layout it was, but it is from her Master Layouts, which I really love because they coordinate so nicely. You're going to see I have that kind of maroon background, and then the pink on the inside. See how it has a nice 1/8 of an inch around it? That's because of the Master Layouts. Those dies just work really well with each other. And again, this is just a tag I had cut out. I wasn't sure what I was doing at this point yet. So I'm just kind of all over the place, bringing out all kinds of dies. I have the stamp set from the Sakura Planners Anonymous box right up there in the left-hand corner. And again, just trying all kinds of different dies. I'm cutting this Hello die from Catherine Pooler. It's a beautiful die, and I really wanted to use it, but it just didn't quite work out. So then I grabbed these ovals. They're dotted ovals. They're really pretty. I just got them the other day. They're from Sizzix. I picked them up at Michael's, and I think they were like $5 for the set. They were on clearance, which is just absolutely crazy. So I cut a couple of ovals, tried some washi, kind of put it up against the paper. Didn't quite work out. So just really trying to get my elements together to kind of see where I'm going. And to tell you the truth, this card took quite a while. It took about an hour and a half. And that's very typical, if not longer, when I first start making a card, because again, I just don't know what direction I'm going to go in. So it's a lot of trial and error. But the good news is, whenever I'm cutting all these elements like the hello and like these ovals from the Sakura papers, I can always use them for future projects, future cards, future inserts for my planner and things like that. So they never go to waste. It just takes me a while to kind of get my groove and figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm just going through my dies and taking out some dies that I think I might want to use for this card. Several of them. There's a whole bunch of them here that I'm going through, and I'm like, maybe this, maybe that. So I want to make sure that people know that these cards don't just come together in 15 minutes. I wish that were the case, but it's not, and it's part of the creative process, which I really enjoy. Even though they take a while to make just one card, I just really enjoy the process. So here's this super fun banner from Sizzix. It's from it's part of a set that's kind of like a storefront. It's really cute. So the banners in their sample picture is part of this storefront window, actually. So I'm cutting a whole bunch of those banners from all the different colors that are in the Sakura kit, because I wanted to see how I wanted to configure them. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm crazy about how they ended up being configured in the end, but I was trying my best, so I guess I get an A for effort, right? So just cutting a whole bunch of stuff. I found this bow. This bow was in, gosh, I can't remember which kit. I think it also was a Sizzix kit. And I like it because this one die cuts all the pieces for the bow. But it's really teeny tiny, so I have to go into the sewing area of my craft room so I can grab that little tiny wonder clip which is typically used for holding fabric and stuff together, but it also comes in handy for paper crafting. So I'm using my very favorite Zig glue, that blue pen right there. I love that one for intricate dies. It's just very, very convenient because it works like a pen. So just kind of assembling this beautiful bow. I'm gonna put it off to the side and let it dry to make sure that it stays nice and secure. So that Wonder Clip really, really came in handy. And I end up showing the bow really close to the camera, but I fast forward it too much and I realized that you guys didn't really get a good look at it. But with the photos that I took that are in the beginning of this video, I'm sure you'll get a good peek. So it turns out, you know, I did like this white background with the darker printed paper, but I was like, okay, well, how am I going to put my sentiments? So here I am going through stamps that have dies, just in case something like that might work. And since I was going through that, I also went through my embossing folders and decided to go ahead and put this dotted embossing technique on just the front of the card, just for a little more texture, because it was a lot of white showing. So that turned out really nice. I really love that dotted embossing folder. It just really gives some texture. Another Zig glue marker there that I'm using. Again, I just love them so much. So easy. I just swipe it across those banners and they just stick down really, really well. So I'm just going through all the different banners that I made and just trying to see what kind of configuration I want to go with. Tweezers, also very convenient for paper crafting. So I'm just going to go on and on trying to figure this out. And again, it wasn't my favorite. Actually, I probably should have left it just at that with those two banners, but I felt like that upper left-hand corner was a little too empty, so I kept going. Still trying to figure out that oval part. Really wanted to go with it, but you'll see in the end it didn't quite make the cut. So now just trimming down some of the banners, trying to fill up that area in the left-hand corner. They're really cute. Those banners are really cute. And a couple more banners. That won't hurt, right? Got to cover up that left-hand corner, the upper left-hand corner area. Make sure it doesn't look too empty. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and start some ideas for stamping that I had. I kind of go back and forth, you know, I'm not sure about the ovals. I tried cutting different ones. Here's a stamp and die set from Catherine Pooler. I just got it's brand new, so I'm kind of struggling trying to get the dies separated, at least the die that I was going to use. I typically use wire cutters and they come apart really easy, but I didn't have them handy. So just did a little twisting and turning and it turned out fine. This in the stamp set is this adorable stamp. Oh my gosh, it's so great. So I stamped it with Catherine Pooler ink in Champagne Pink, which is my favorite. And then I'm just going through my Memory Decks ink swatch book. And I pulled the VersaFine Claire. It's a perfect match for this kit. It's in this beautiful dark plum color, just perfect. And if you're wondering about inks and stuff, VersaFine Claire, well, VersaFine in general and then VersaFine Claire are my absolute favorite inks for beautiful detail. So for any sentiment stamps, I love to use VersaFine ink. I end up using it for these flowers from the Sakura kit, just because the color matched so great. But when it comes to more intricate stamps, I love to use the VersaFine Claire. It's just a perfect ink for it. So I'm just die cutting this stamp out. I didn't really have any intentions for it, for the stamp, but I was just kind of trying everything at this point. Kind of wanted to put it all out there. But I do plan to use that stamp that I stamped because it's so cute and it matches the Sakura kit perfectly. So I really liked that sentiment. You make a life fun. I believe that's what it says. Yeah, you make life fun. It's just such a cute sentiment, and it's perfect and nice and general for this card, not really occasion specific. So again, trying that oval again. Gonna keep trying it. Gonna keep trying to force that oval. All these great elements, but sometimes it just doesn't feel right. You know, even though they're beautiful elements on their own, once the card is starting to come together, it's like, nah, it doesn't quite work out. So just putting some stuff back onto the clear stamp set, you know, just so I don't lose anything. Cut more ovals just in case. Gonna try out that bow, see how cute the bow will look with that sentiment. And then that's when I decided, you know what, I think it needs to be a circle. And I'll stamp it a little high on the circle, or I'll stamp it and then I'll put the die cut where the sentiment is a little higher so I can put the bow underneath it. And that actually turned out to be really good. I know a lot of people die cut and then stamp, but for some reason I'm the opposite. And I stamp and then I die cut. The circle again is from another Gina K Master Layout. And then I'm going to use my T-ruler here, very convenient, to make sure that my sentiment is straight. So I really recommend a T-ruler. And I have that one is just a very inexpensive one, very light, you know, nothing heavy, and it works perfect for my card making. And then just put that beautiful beautiful bow, and I guess that's what it needed. I'm doing some faux white stitching around here, and I realized once I had done it that it really wasn't necessary. The die cut had faux stitching already, but I just wanted to add a little bit more, and I was just having fun at this point because everything was kind of falling together. But I realized that it wasn't that necessary. So now I'm taking these, are they called dewdrops? I think they're called dewdrops. They're by Nuvo. And what I love about them is when I'm actually applying them as I'm doing there, they kind of look like Hershey Kisses, but they're self-leveling. So they will level out to be beautiful dots. They kind of look like enamel dots. And so I recommend that whenever you do use that, you practice on a piece of paper away from your project like I did there. And then once you get all the air bubbles out, then go ahead and go for it on your card. And then I'm using a little bit of Wink of Stella. That is one of my most favorite things to use because it just adds a little bit of glistening fine glitter to your project. Absolutely love it. So I think that came out cute. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.